Hello guys, you're most welcome to our new session, and here we are going to talk about the topic known as force, and this is special for Form 1 students who are taking physics for the success in the final exam, especially NECTA, when they reach in Form 2 and Form 4 class. Okay, today we're gonna have a discussion about force, and the first we are going to check, or we are going to look on what is force. First of all, we are going to check on the definition of force. This will be the first part that we are going to check through. So the second part, it will be about the types of forces. That is the second types, and the third one, it will be the effect, matokeo, effect of force. So what is force? Force is a push or pull. Nguvu, force, nguvu au kani ni msukumo. It means when we're talking about push ni msukumo, or pull au mvuto that cause an object to move, ambao unasababisha kitu kusogea. That cause an object to move. Stop, kusimama, or change direction, au kubadilisha mwelekeo wake. So force is a pull or push that cause an object to move, to stop, or change direction. So we have here some examples of force. Examples, for example, when you apply a force, you can push a chair, you can pull a rope. There are those concerning situation, including the application of force. You can't push a chair without applying force. You can't pull the rope without applying a force. What are the effects of force? What are the impact of applying force? Force, when applied, can move a stationary object. For example, you have a stone. That stone cannot move without pushing it. So if you want to make a stone move, or a ball moving or accelerating, you have to kick it. By kicking it, it means you apply the force, and that will make it to move from stationary state. But also, force can stop a moving object. For example, in cars, we actually applying brakes. In bicycles, when someone riding a bicycle or motorcycle, when he or she wants to stop, he's always stopping by applying brakes. And that brakes, it means it's the force that making it a moving object to stop. So the one among the effect that can occur by applying force, some forces can make a moving object to stop, but also change the direction of an object. For example, when someone is walking in a straight line, and you push him or her, he or she must change the direction, because you applied the force which is in the different direction from that of the first time. And also can change the shape of an object by placing or compressing things. For example, when we have a spring, when you place it, it means will change the shape. And when you compress it, it always will be different from when you pull it. So that is the effect of force. These are NECTA style questions that you can meet while you are countering question in your exam. The first one, it means define. You counter the question that asks you to define force and give 2 examples of force. But also you were being asked to mention 3 types of forces, but also state 2 effects of force on an object. And those effects we have discussed here. We say that can move Force can move a stationary object. Force can stop a moving object. Force can change the direction of an object. Force can change the shape of an object, and so on. But also, what happens when force is applied to a rubber band? Here, I can provide some small description about this question. There are two kinds of force that can occur here, and among these, you can describe them by checking what kind of force is being applied. For example, in rubber band, there are two simple things that can happen. For example, when you pull or you stretch. When you're stretching a rubber band, it means it will increase in its length, and that stretching force will when that stretching force removed, it means the rubber band will return to its original shape and size. So we got what happened when force is applied to a rubber band. You will say force when force is applied to a rubber band, first by stretching it, by pulling it. When you pull the rubber band will increase in its length and size, but when you remove, on removing the force, the rubber band here, this rubber band here, this one will return to its original size and the shape. By which force? It means there are two kinds of force which make this situation to occur. The first kind of source of force is stretching force. It is known as stretching force. The first kind of is known as stretching force. This tends to increase the size of the rubber band. But the second one, after removing this stretching force, the force that appears is called the elasticity. And this force, it means it returns the rubber band to its original size. It returns the rubber band to its original size. So we have just the two kind of forces that will occur. The first one is stretching force that will tend to increase the size, but the rest is elasticity, which will return the shape of rubber band as it was before. The another question that you can meet is differentiate between frictional and the gravitational force. And the frictional force, that is the force that causes an object to stop, or is the force that tends to oppose the relative motion between two surfaces in contact. But gravitational force, this is the force responsible for pulling between object and the Earth's core. Thank you for listening, and this is a summary for some parts that we have already discussed, and you are most welcome to subscribe this channel for more lessons. And I'm begging you, please subscribe so that you can give appreciation on that lesson. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. More glad to hear that you comment on the section of comments, and they give appreciation by subscribing. Thank you very much, and let's meet next time.